Hi everyone. As a working professional, who wouldn't want to have a salary hike? I'm sure everyone is looking for a salary hike every single year. Maybe to meet up to the increasing expenses, maybe to have a good lifestyle, maybe to save up for future expenses, or just to be financially secure. But I'm sure every salaried professional, every working employee definitely is looking for a salary hike or a salary raise. But how do you get that? It could be very daunting for a working employee, and it is daunting for a working employee to go ahead and negotiate a salary deal with their boss or their employer. And that's exactly what I'm talking about today, friends. Hi everyone, I'm Swati Arora. I'm a woman career growth coach, and I'm on a mission to help millions of women grow up the ladder and reach the pinnacle of success in their life. And today's topic is also very, very relevant because every employee, whether it is male or female, is looking for a salary hike or an appraisal or a promotion in their journey of their career, right? Now we've just crossed the appraisal cycle, and I'm sure a lot of y'all are already dissatisfied because you must have not got the appraisal. A lot of people expect higher amounts in their salary hike, but they don't get that. Approximately 80 to 90% really don't get what they expect or what they deserve. And that's exactly why I'm talking about this topic today, because getting a salary hike is not just about wanting that or deserving that or trying to become eligible for that, but also it's a step by step process. It's about how much you communicate, how much you showcase, how much you highlight your achievements at the right time, at the right place, to the right people. And that's what I'm going to talk about today in this step by step approach that I'm sharing with you on how you can get a good salary hike of what you deserve and what you expect from your employer. So before we go ahead, you know the drill. Click on the subscribe button so that you can get access to all my videos right up front. And also, please take notes because I'm going to share some really valuable and very practical inputs here in this video. I'm not going to talk about stuff like vague stuff like, a lot of people say that if you want to get a salary hike, go do your research, have a, proposal chalked out for yourself, prepare a business case, and go talk to your manager about it. And, that will be done. Well, that does not happen. Let's talk about it in a practical situation. No manager will give you a salary hike or an appraisal or an increment only in one conversation. It is a built up process. It's a step by step process which takes time. It's an entire, follow up mechanism that you will have to do with your boss to be able to expect that the salary hike that you really are looking for. So in this video today, I'm going to share with you what you can do over a journey of 3 to 6 months to actually get that built up done and finally get a salary hike of what you really expect and deserve. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing that I want to share with you is when you're looking for a salary hike, first figure out what is actually your worth in the industry, which means what? Do your research and find out the benchmark as to how much salary you're expecting and vis-a-vis how much salary the industry is providing to similar professionals like you. Now, how do you do that? How would you come to know what is this industry providing to similar professionals like you? Very simple. You can actually go to certain websites which can give you a very simple classification of grade wise, profession wise salary, average salary in the industry. I mean, the lowest and the highest band could be there, but you could take the high average salary. So some of the websites are Glassdoor, right? You could go to glassdoor.com. Payscale, that's a very good website as well. Payscale, which actually talks about grade wise, profession wise, designation wise salary. The third is Indeed. That's also a very good website where you can get more data around your designation, your band, and vis-a-vis salary on that. If you're unable to fetch the accurate data from any of these three sites, the best thing that you can do is put your profile online on job portals. That's the best thing that you should do. I mean, I have figured out my salary, standard salary, the market correction through that only. So you put your resume on all these job portals, naukri.com, iimjobs.com, timesjobs.com, and various other platforms. And when you are looking for in your job hunt, when you look for JDs, similar JDs which are coming up as notifications for you, or you can also go ahead and check out, for example, you're a manager, an HR manager in an IT company. What does an HR manager in another IT company, they have their expected salary or they have that salary band given there. So what is that person going to get? Are you matching up to that? Is your pay scale matching up to that? plus minus 10% you can figure out. So that's how you can easily figure out what is the market providing to a professional like you vis-a-vis what you're getting. So the first thing that you need to do is research on your salary benchmark, what you're getting versus what the market is offering. Okay. Once you've done that, once you've figured out what's your salary as per the market standards, the next step, the next logical step would be do a SWOT analysis, do a self evaluation for your own strengths. What does the full form of SWOT mean? Strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. Now, how do you do that? It's a very simple exercise. Sit down, make this four quadrant, in your laptop or on your worksheet, and write down all your strengths, all your key strengths relevant to your career, relevant to your profession. Write down what are your key strengths, what are you good at, what are your achievements, what are you good, like, technically how sound you are, or are you a good people manager, or are you very good in preparing presentations, or are you very good in, the work that you do, Java, Python, etc. So whatever are your key strengths, you write down that. Second is your weaknesses. Now, every person, let's be very honest, every individual, every employee, every employer, every working professional has their own set of weaknesses. You may have a weakness of probably not being as technically adept as other colleagues of yours, or maybe you could be not a very a people oriented person. Maybe you just like to be work in silo. Maybe you're an IC contributor, probably because of that. Maybe your interpersonal skills are not very good. Maybe you're not good in networking with people. Maybe your time management skills are not good. Maybe you need to work on your time management. So whatever your weaknesses are with respect to your profession, list those down as well. The next is opportunity, which means opportunity as in what kind of opportunities you could build with respect to your strengths. What are your opportunities? Which areas of opportunities do you really need to work upon? Which means, again, the weaknesses could become your areas of opportunities, which could be probably if you're not good at time management, you could have an opportunity area where you could learn time management skills. You could learn on how you can, utilize your time better, and you can get better at that. So how well you are going to work on your weakness becomes your opportunity. And threat could be something which you're really dreadful of. Okay, something which you've been really, maybe your limiting belief. Maybe it could be you're worried that if you're not upgraded onto some other skills in your profession, you could lose your job. Maybe you're worried about if you're not able to hire the right people in your team, you could have to do all the work. Maybe you're worried about if you're not able to get the right pay package for yourself, your EMIs could not be paid, whatever. So those are your threats which could be listed down. Once you've done your strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat, then you will have a very clear understanding of where you lie, what are your value proposition that you want to work upon. Obviously, you're not going to share your opportunity and threats to your manager or to other people outside yourself. But once you know your strengths and weaknesses, you'll be able to work on them. You'll be able to project your strengths to your management, and you'll be able to work on your weaknesses. So self identification, self evaluation, becoming aware of your own self is very important before you even demand or expect a higher salary. Why I'm saying to do this exercise is because a lot of individuals I've seen, they expect a salary hike without even knowing what they are good at and where they need to work upon. I mean, if a team member comes to me and says, I want to become a manager, and he has zero people management skills, he's never worked with a team before, I wouldn't really want to promote him as a team manager, right? I definitely need to see some skills in him, some demonstration of his capability. Only then I can promote that person. That is exactly why I'm saying you need to first identify your strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threat before your manager does that. Because every employer, every manager would have done that for you. They would be knowing what are your strengths and weaknesses for sure. So once you have a conversation, before that, you need to do your SWOT so that you can go and project yourself in the good light. The next logical point that you would need to do after doing your SWOT analysis is start to build your skills. Now, this is very, very imperative. A lot of individuals I have seen, they expect a salary hike without even working on themselves. It's important for you to build your skills, to develop your skills. And today we are in an age and world where if you have to be relevant, you have to keep upskilling yourself. There are new technological inventions which are happening every single day. There are are new innovations which are happening in every sphere, whether it is IT, whether it's HR, whether it's finance, whether it is telecom. Every industry is very, very dynamic these days. And in every industry, you will see new innovations, new technologies being invented and implemented. So if you're not abreast with that, if you're not accustomed with that, and you don't know how to use those skills, then obviously you're going to lose the game. You're going to be irrelevant in the business. Your managers, your employers, everyone is really looking at how well acquainted you are of the newer skills and how faster you are adapting to that. So it's very important to develop your skills, build your skills. And how would you do that? Very simple. Everything is online these days. There are so many online courses available, tutorials available, LinkedIn learning services, Udemy, Coursera. There are so many other institutes. Mentors and coaches are available to help you build your skills and develop your skills. This is the time. This is a booming time for you to invest in yourself, invest in your learning, and get updated in your skills so that the employer sees value in you and you are able to demonstrate that value to the employer and demand for that salary hike that you always expected. While you have done your SWOT and while you are starting to build your skills, you identified which skills and which areas you need to really upskill yourself. Parallelly, start building your business case to have a discussion with your employer or your reporting manager. Now, that is where your discussion of salary hike is going to happen. Again, not expecting that to happen immediately, but yes, you want to prepare a business case or build a case so that you can approach your manager and tell them your aspirations. Okay. So how do you prepare a business case? Again, the SWOT, probably you could have that listed down, maybe your strengths, your weaknesses. You could highlight your achievements, your accomplishments that you have done over the years in that organization, or whatever number of years or months you worked in that organization. And it's very important to do that with numbers, quantifiable matrices, because a lot of times employers forget what we have done. Obviously, because what is not showcased to them on a regular basis, people tend to forget that. They would probably remember what you've achieved last month, but not something prior to that. So it's very important for you to prepare a business case, which is, if you work for 12 months with them, what are your achievements in the last 12 months? Where was your matrix, your key, your KRA matrix? Where was that in the beginning of the year, and how much have you achieved now? So when you have that those data points listed down very clearly, you'll be able to have a good conversation, a valuable conversation with your manager. I'm a strong believer of talking numbers rather than just saying that, I have made a lot of impact in the team, or I have done very good sales this year, or I have really given a lot of conversions this year, or my customer satisfaction quotient has gone up. Rather than giving those those words, put some numbers onto it and put some quantifiable matrices there so that your boss can actually evaluate your performance as well over the years. So that's very important. Build your business case before you go ahead and talk to your manager. Once you have done with your business case, building your business case for yourself, for your achievements, that's the logical time when you should go and approach your manager. But don't just suddenly bump into your manager and say, I want to have a conversation. That's not a professional way to do that. Ask for a time, schedule a meeting, discuss with your manager that I want to have a discussion around my aspirations in the organization, and schedule a time. Rehearse your discussion with your manager. Okay, rehearse that. A lot of times I've seen individuals just go with a clean slate in mind and just go jump into that conversation. But no, I think it's a valuable input to just give some time, rehearse what you're going to say, what he's going to say, what questions he's going to put up, what are your objection handling methodologies, all of that. It's good to rehearse what your conversation would be. Now when you approach for the meeting, the first thing that you need to do is stay absolutely calm, be well dressed, be professional. Do not go in a defensive mode. That's very important. Oh no, you didn't give me a salary hike. That last year was pathetic. I did so much. No, don't go in a defensive mode. Just be very, very normal. Just be very calm and composed and maintain a professional demeanor throughout. And when you finally approach with the conversation, obviously you will take your business case along with you. Go ahead and have maybe you can prepare a presentation out of your business case so that you can showcase your accomplishments in a very professional manner. when you talk to your boss, rather than, and I would highly recommend, rather than saying I want a salary hike, the answer would be yes or no. Yeah, you're keeping the ball in his court, his or her court. Rather than that, I would suggest take a little flip side over it. You go ahead and you talk to your boss, saying that after you've discussed your, you built your case, you've talked about your accomplishments, you tell your boss, hey, listen, I'm aspiring to get so and so salary hike or so and so promotion in the next quarter or the next 6 months. Could you please help me out on a plan on how I can get there? Now, when you say that, that's a very, very smart way of saying that, because it is not that you're asking whether it's possible or not possible. You're assuming, and you're presuming that it's going to happen because you're so confident. And then you're also asking for help from him or her, that how can you go ahead, can can you give me suggestions how I can, what skills I need to build up to go to that level that I'm aspiring. That ways, your conversation will be more fruitful. Your boss will then probably come back and tell you, you need to work on these skills, that skills, you need to hone up on your conversation skills, and so on and so forth. So that ways you'll have a much better, fruitful conversation with your boss, much assertive conversation with your boss, rather than having a defensive conversation and demanding for something. And also, you could, since you've already started building on your skills, you could also tell them in your, while discussing your business case, that you have already started investing in your own education, you've taken up a course, or you've taken up a mentor or a coach. And a lot of employers are very, very encouraging of that behavior, because a lot of employers want their team members, want their people to go out, learn and upskill themselves, so that they can be valuable to the organization as well. So if you're in your business case, highlight your accomplishments, highlight what your action plan is for the particular quarter or for the particular year, and then talk about your aspirations and solicit feedback from them as to how you can go about the approach. Once you've done your conversation, your discussion with your boss, sit down and prepare a robust action plan. Step by step, chunk down your plan into every weekly actions, monthly actions, quarterly actions, so on and so forth, and prepare a robust action plan. Break down your larger action items into smaller chunks, so that you can easily quantifiably measure them and go ahead and go right till the end with a successive plan, right? So prepare an action plan. If need be, share that action plan with your manager as well. I've seen a lot of managers very, very supportive when a team member really wants to help, wants help from them. I would really help a team member if they come up with such a plan that they want to upskill themselves. Why wouldn't I go ahead and help them? I would be more than happy to do that. So prepare an action plan by yourself. Go ahead, share that action plan with your manager, take inputs from him or her, and then start working on the action plan. The next thing that you need to do is, only setting up an action plan is not important. You also need to set up a review mechanism. Now, a lot of organizations, larger organizations, already have a monthly, quarterly, half yearly review mechanism in place. But if your organization doesn't have that, if your manager is not reviewing you on a monthly basis, that's a no-no completely, because that is when all the chaos happens. You start a target session in the beginning of the month, and you meet the manager at the end of the year. That ways you will never get to what you're looking for. Throughout the year, you haven't discussed anything, you haven't discussed performance, your manager hasn't given you feedback, you haven't worked on any feedback. Your review, your year is going to be absolutely loss making. So the best way to go about it is that you set up a review mechanism. Tell your boss that I'm working on this action plan, and I need your support to help me go up to what I'm aspiring to become, right? So that's the reason why I want you to review me every single month and give me feedback. That ways, and let me tell you, bosses would be really impressed if you follow this approach. They are generally accustomed to seeing employees run away from reviews. I mean, I've seen employees run away from reviews, avoiding reviews, getting shy away from reviews, having cold feet for going for a review. But if you are someone who is welcoming review, who's actually asking for a review mechanism on a monthly basis, your manager is going to be super impressed with you. So go ahead, set up review mechanism once a month at least. Document the feedback. The next ideal step that you need to do is document the feedback, solicit the feedback from your manager, ask for candid feedback. Even if it is criticism, please take it very with an open heart, with a learning heart, that he or she is doing that, is giving a feedback to you just in the intent of letting you improve and help you grow. So take that feedback, solicit that feedback, document all those feedbacks, not just verbal feedback, document that on email, share an MOM and say that, this is the feedback, this is the review that we had, and this is the MOM that was discussed, and these are the feedback that you have given me. And on a monthly basis, regularly work on the feedback and showcase, go back and tell your boss that this is how you have worked on your feedback and this is how you are improving. The glide path will be shown then. Okay, so it's very important to follow the review mechanism, solicit feedback, document feedback, and also work on the feedback. And finally, at the end of the year or at the end of the quarter or 6 months, whatever your aspirational goal was, all you need to do is collate all those review presentations, all those review feedbacks, all those review discussions, collate all of those, collate all your performance achievements, your highlights, your strengths that you have exhibited in your performance, whatever you have done, and then go ahead and have a conversation with your manager stating that, hey, I had promised you in the beginning of the year that I'm going to achieve 1, 2, 3, 4 line items, and I've already done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 line items, and I definitely am the contending participant for this particular role, for a promotion, for an appraisal, for a salary hike, whatever you may want to say, right? But this is very important. Having a review mechanism, collating the feedback, and then going ahead with a collation of the feedback to your team manager and saying that this is how I have exhibited my performance throughout the year. Now, if you are someone who follows this process to the T, the step-by-step process of going ahead and trying to get an incremental salary year on year, if you are someone who follows that to the T, trust you me, there is no reason why you should not be getting a good appraisal, an appraisal or a hike that you deserve and that you expect. There is no reason why you should not get that. I have literally seen that in my experience. I have gone through that. I've followed that in my experience in my entire career of spanning 24 years. I have followed the same process, and I have every single year I have bagged in a salary hike, an appraisal, a promotion for myself. Maybe not a promotion every single year, but yes, I've bagged in a salary hike, a good salary hike for myself just by using these techniques. So it's very important that you follow these techniques to get an increment year on your salary and be happy with your work on whatever you're doing. This approach is a holistic approach rather than a shortcut or a quick fix of just going ahead and building a business case and going and talking to your manager upfront. This is a more holistic approach, which is sustainable, which is long lasting, and which is more fruitful for you as well as the employer. And there is no reason why it should go wrong. So go ahead, follow these tips. Let me know how you felt about these tips, and please do let me know once you start following as well, how is it working for you. You can reach out to me for support if you need further coaching on that. I'll be more than happy to help you. So that's it from my side, friends. I hope this video was beneficial for you. I'll come back next time with some more additional and beneficial videos for you. Till then, you do take care of yourself. Bye-bye.